welcome to the vlog. I am gonna warn you before I start this vlog or get into it. This is a complete raw and not really edited vlog. I've had a rough night. He's always staring at me, and I'm pretty emotional. I clearly did not put my makeup on. I'm giving you guys the real me today, and kind of feeling a little bit uncomfortable about it because honestly today I just feel like crying and I feel so overwhelmed. But I figured that these days are going to come and it's not always going to be perfect. And I told you guys in my last video that I want to try to show more real and raw things that happen in life and emotions, you know, and not always be perfect all the time. So I'm going to try my hardest to just be open and honest and real in this video. And I figured why not today, because this is literally like such a hard day for me. Basically, if you saw my last video, you know that I brought my cat to the vet, which was a new cat we got from the animal shelter over the past weekend. And he ended up with an upper respiratory infection that he got from the shelter, which is pretty common, they say, but it's actually feline herpes. So we're just kind of dealing with that, knowing that he's gonna have that for the rest of his life, and he will probably have flare-ups here and there. But they said that he probably had a flare-up because of like the shelter and just being like, you know, not in his like normal space, all the surgeries he's been through because he did get fixed and all that. So he's just been under a lot of stress. And you know, when we got him Sunday, he was sneezing, but they said that it was probably just from the dry air at the shelter. So I didn't think anything of it. But then on Monday, he was completely like a mess. He can't breathe. He's sneezing so much that he's bleeding out of his nose. And since he's so congested, he's not eating. And I brought him there and he's diagnosed with feline herpes. So it kind of sucks because my other cats are in the house too, and I don't want them to get sick. So I'm trying really hard to keep them separated and things disinfected as far as all that. And also on top of that, he is on a medication, but he won't take the medication. He like refuses. He spits it up, he throws it up, he froths all over the house. It is hell trying to get him to take his pill. So I'm dealing with that on top of Lacey, which last night I heard my dog, Lacey, the black one, dry heaving and puking all night. And now today she won't eat, she won't drink, she won't go to the bathroom. I've tried giving her all kinds of stuff and she just won't take it. She's dry heaving and I'm just so overwhelmed right now. I have 2 sick animals on top of all of my other animals and just being a mom and a wife, and I just feel so stressed. But I just figured I'd bring you guys along for this stressful day and show you that it's not always perfect and butterflies, and yes, I have skin conditions and I'm not perfect, and it's just life. As you guys can see, that is the dry heaving of Lacey last night. I also cooked her some rice and chicken, but she would not touch the chicken, so I tried just rice, and I put that down next to her and she sniffed it and decided she didn't want that either. I did get some Pepto into her. I put it in this cup and syringe, and I had to put it in the back of her throat. She wasn't very impressed, but she's kept it down for, it's going on 11 now. So I think I did that like an hour ago, so I'm pretty sure that this is going to help. She's holding it down so far. As far as the cat, I have the humidifier going in my kitchen. I've had this going for like 2 days now, just straight. I keep filling it and moving it to whatever room we're in. So I'm hoping that this is helping him, trying to keep the doors closed in the other rooms so it's just in the room that we're in. But guys, like, look at him. He's not even, like, he'll get up for maybe like 5 to 10 minutes at a time, but he basically just sleeps all day. You can see he's breathing out of his mouth because he cannot breathe out of his nose. I don't want to wake him, but His little paw has some blood stain on it, and then around his nose he has a little bit of a blood stain from sneezing so hard last night that he was sneezing blood. But he's just so like lethargic and just wants to sleep. He's so congested he sounds like a snoring old man. But I am glad he's not in the shelter and that he's home with us. Alright guys, listen. You guys hear how wheezy he is? Makes me so sad. Oh, my poor baby boy. And then poor sweet Lacey, she's just not feeling like herself. She's sitting on her favorite couch in the house, and that's really as far as she's really gotten today. She went outside this morning to go pee, but I don't even think she peed. She just sat on the deck and just wanted to come in, and she's been here ever since. Oh, my poor baby Lacey. Oh, my poor baby. Oh, my poor baby. Oh, you got an eye booger. Got an eye booger, baby girl. Oh. In a nutshell, that's kind of what's been going on. Oh, guys, I just feel so bad. And I didn't give Sneezy his medication this morning because he like won't take it. So it's just not even worth the fight and the stress and just putting him through that. If he's not gonna take it, he's not gonna take it. So I'm still waiting for the vet to call, hopefully with an alternative. I don't know what we can do. Maybe there's like a liquid or something that doesn't taste as bad. I don't know, but it's so bitter that I can't even hide it in his food or anything. It's just so hard. And last night I was just so tired. He wasn't taking his medicine. I felt bad. It wasn't fun. And I feel bad because he's so miserable and he's not taking his medicine, which will probably help him feel better. And I just felt bad. Like I just sat in bed and cried because we have like 7 more days of this medicine and it's just not going well at all. Ugh. Up. I was gonna try to wake him up to see if that he would eat, or try to at least, but he really just doesn't want to get up, and I'm not gonna force him to. Oh, hi baby. Oh, I know it. I know it. You okay? Oh, I know. You can barely breathe. Oh, is he bleeding again? Oh, yes he is. Oh, no. Hey, you're bleeding, honey. Oh, honey, you're bleeding again. Oh, God. All right, I'm calling the vet.
It's going to take a little bit for him to get better, but I'll see if we can do some liquid medication. I'll ask her. It's been crazy getting Force here.
Yeah.
But I'll ask her if she can, I'll bring some home with me.
Okay, so like the bleeding, he thinks okay. He's just like,
yeah, I told her about it yesterday, and she said, oh, is it a lot or is it just?
I mean, it's both nose holes. It's just when he sneezes. Oh, this is hard. I'm so sorry. I'm so so hard seeing your animal sick and there's nothing you can do. He's shaking. He's shaking. Look, guys. I'm gonna call Tyler. So I just got off the phone with Tyler. He's going to call the vet again and see if the vet can either call me and talk to me about his symptoms, or if they can just take him in today and do another checkup, or see if he needs to be in like the vet's care. I don't know. I just don't like the fact that he's like really struggling to breathe, and he's like got little trembles. He's been on the couch since 7 this morning. And I don't like the fact that he's sneezing blood. I just don't like it at all. This is really, really hard for me right now. I'm like super emotional. I just feel so bad for him. And I know that I only got him a couple days ago, but it's just been constant sickness since he's been here, and I just feel so bad for him. I'll keep you guys updated. But as far as Lacey, she's okay now. She's still holding down her food, and so hopefully that she's okay. Hopefully that's okay. And I'm glad that Brielle's at school today, because I'm just like a mess, as you can see. So I'm just gonna lay here with my kitty until I figure out what is going on. It is now the next day, and I didn't get to finish filming yesterday. It became a very hard day. Heard some things that I necessarily like didn't want to hear at all. But I guess I will catch you guys up to speed. Yesterday, which you guys last saw, I was calling Tyler, or waiting on Tyler to call me, because he was going to talk to the vet. He talked to the vet, and they had told him to have me bring Sneezy in to the vet, and they would give him an antibiotic shot, and then they would give him the medication that he has been taking in like the pill form, but they would give it to him in a liquid, and that would stay in his system for 20 days, so we wouldn't have to keep giving him a medication daily, because it's kind of it's just really hard on him and us, and it's just, at that point it was just torture, really. I ended up bringing Sneezy into the vet yesterday afternoon. I had to go through the back because he is like contagious to other cats, or could be. We're not really sure what he has. So I brought him in through the back door, and the vet came in right as he was sneezing, and he sneezed blood everywhere. Like, blood just went all over the floor, and there was actually a couple chunks in the blood. And she just looked at him and was like, I don't think that this is feline herpes anymore. I don't think that this is what we think it is. I think it's much worse. The vet thinks that with the, don't mind what Wentz is doing. He is just ridiculous. But with all of the symptoms, like with the bad breath, with the blood coming out of his nose, all the sneezing, he is not really eating because he can't chew. Something's hurting in his mouth or in his facial region. There's something going on, much more than just an infection. She told me the best bet is to contact the shelter, see if they will help with procedures and testing to figure out what's going on with him, whereas I literally just bought him from the shelter, you know, and that was where we left off. So I came home obviously in tears, because basically the vet thinks that he probably has cancer, which is carcinoma. I think it's called carcinoma cancer. It's a mouth cancer, but we're not 100% sure. Like, we still don't know. So I was really upset last night. I held him and I cried most of the night. It's just been really rough. I'm exhausted mentally and emotionally. I feel like I could just take a nap. You know, bringing him back to the shelter was not an option for us. I would not just leave a sick cat back at the shelter and say that's not my problem. You know, we made the choice to adopt this animal, and I fell in love with him in the 5 days that I had him. You know, I feel like I've known him my whole life, and I've loved him my whole life. And I've only had him for just a few short days. It's just crazy how much you can love an animal and, you know, just meet them. And I would go above and beyond for all of my animals and her. You know, they become your family. Today, Sneezy was doing a little bit better. I felt like he was off the couch more. He was awake more last night. He was eating just like a couple bites. He wasn't like improvement, but he was trying to eat. You could tell that he wanted to eat. But then he ended up back on the couch for the day, and he got up, I think, once today, and he was having one of those sneezing episodes where he was just sneezing over and over and over, and then the blood started coming and he would sneeze blood, and it was just emotional. It was super emotional just watching him do that. It's so hard. And so I looked through the blanket with the blood that he had sneezed up, and I found some pieces of flesh, and I saved it and put it in a bag because I figured if we go ahead and do treatment, we'll do biopsies and blood tests, so they're gonna need to have some type of skin to do a biopsy. So I saved it, put it in a bag. It was around like 12 o'clock today that Tyler went on his lunch break, and he decided to go over to the animal shelter where we had gotten Sneezy and just explain kind of what we're going through. We literally adopted this cat like not even 4 days ago, and he's very, very ill. Like, there's something wrong there. This didn't just happen overnight. This is something that he had when we got him. I mean, he was sneezing when we got him. That's why we named him Sneezy. And, you know, and to see if they can help us with anything. So he went over there, and he called me after he left and said that they were really, you know, nice and cooperative, and, you know, they want to help us. They want to help Sneezy, and they also just want to get him healthy so that he can have a good life and be at home with us. So we told us that they would be willing to run tests, get him on antibiotics, get him medicine, IVs, or whatever he needs. So they want to start him on antibiotics over the weekend, and then on Monday there's going to be a vet that's going to come in and examine him more closely, and then if she feels that he needs surgery, or if he, you know, needs blood work done or any more extensive things, more testing, then they would go ahead and do that. But the only way that they can do that, and for us to not have to pay for it, is if we surrender him back to the animal shelter. And I like just lost it. I didn't want to surrender him back to them. I didn't even want to bring him back there. I don't know what, I just wanted to keep him here with me and comfortable. But love is getting him help and doing things that, you know, that are going to upset me. I mean, I just obviously wish that he was here with me and, you know, at home and in this quiet, comfy environment where I can cuddle him. But right now he needs to be basically hospitalized. He's not healthy. I brought him to the animal shelter today around 2 o'clock, and he sat in the front with me. I didn't even bring the cat carrier because he was just so chill, you know. I didn't want to put him in that, you know. I just told him that mommy will be back to get him. He just needed to get better, and then that's what they were going to do for him. So when I got there, I brought him in, and I was crying. I was a mess. It's just been really, really hard. And I talked to the manager there, and they were gonna have me just fill out the paperwork just stating that I'm surrendering him so that they can go ahead with procedure, and then they will call me as soon as they know stuff or just update me. They said that I could call each day if I want to, or come visit. So I'm gonna call tomorrow. I was gonna call just a couple hours ago just to make sure he's okay, but I don't want to be that person that calls all the time. So I'm gonna call them tomorrow when they open at 11 and just see how he's doing, and maybe if I can come visit this weekend. And then on Monday, the vet's gonna come in, examine him more extensively, see if there's more he needs, or maybe this is just a really bad infection, like who knows. So we'll know more Monday, and then they'll obviously call me and let me know, and then go from there. So as soon as they have a diagnosis or he's feeling better, they're going to allow us to come and pick him up. So I just have to go through like the whole readoption thing again. But they said that he is ours, you know, but unfortunately the way that they can do this for free is we have to basically surrender him back to them and put him back in their care. You know, this definitely isn't something that I wanted to go through. This kind of just happened. Definitely doesn't make me ever want to adopt from a shelter again, but I know that adopting is the best way because you're saving an animal that needs a home. I'm hoping that he'll be back with us next week before we leave to go to North Carolina. It's kind of shitty timing, but you know, we're just gonna make the best of it. So just pray for him, you know, say a little prayer and just ask God to watch over him, and pray that it's nothing serious like cancer, and maybe just a very bad infection that will be cured up with some antibiotics in a couple days. That is pretty much it for this video. I will see you guys in my next vlog. Bye guys.